Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Sheen, your host. This is Money Matters. In this channel, we talk about money, finance, how to grow your money, how to invest your money, how to make money work hard for you. Guys, check this out, baby. Over 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Thank each and every one of you that subscribe to my channel, find value in my content. Really humbles me that people are watching my content and find value in my content and like to hear what I have to say about money and finance and stocks in general. So thank you guys very, very much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Some of you, a lot of you, in fact, I think it's like over 70% of you guys watch my videos but never subscribe. So please, please, please consider subscribing. Really helps out the channel, pushes YouTube algorithm. Please give me a thumbs up when you watch my videos. Also helps out the channel, pushes the YouTube algorithm. Spread my channel, spread my videos to other people. Guys, I value your time, so if my videos are too long, consider watching my videos in 2x or 3x the speed. I won't be offended. I value your time, so you can still get the same content, still get the same information, but you could just shorten your time watching my videos. So consider doing that. I don't know, some people don't know that you can actually watch videos in 2x or 3x speed. So consider doing that and it'll save you some time. I'm going to talk about Tesla again today. I'm going to talk about what's going to happen next week. They're going to announce their Q2 earnings on July 22nd. So the implications of this is going to be massive. I know a lot of people have been talking about this. S&P 500 inclusion, the stock is going to go up. A lot of S&P funds are going to be forced to buy Tesla. Even if they don't want to, they have to. They're forced to buy Tesla because they're going to track their goal is to track the S&P 500. And if Tesla's the S&P 500 company, they have no choice to buy Tesla at whatever price is being sold for. It's not like they can wait months and months, wait for the stock market to crash, wait for Tesla to go down. No, they have to buy Tesla within a few weeks. Maybe probably at the most is 2 weeks. They just have to buy Tesla in order to accurately track the S&P 500. So the implications of this is going to be huge. So I'm going to read you this article. I'm going to go over Tesla's stock chart over the past 5 days, and I'm going to kind of give you my opinion about what's going on with Tesla's stock chart, where it is at the price point, and why it's either moving, not moving, because it hasn't really moved the whole week except for Monday, where it popped up to like over 1,700. But since the end of Monday and up till Friday today, it's been pretty stagnant. And so I'm going to go over the reasons why, my opinion on it. So this is a huge deal because this doesn't happen all the time. S&P 500 companies go in and out, probably every week, every day, whatever. They get included into S&P, they get removed from the S&P. So S&P is the top 500 biggest companies in the United States, right? It's actually more than 500 in the S&P. I think it's like probably just a little bit over 500. But anyways, it's called the S&P 500. So companies do go in and out of S&P all the time, but no company ever in the history of the S&P has gone into the S&P 500 at this magnitude, at over $200 billion market cap company. That's never ever happened. So this is history in the making. All right, just keep that in mind. The last time that something like this happened, and it's not even comparable, was when Yahoo entered the S&P 500 back in, I think it was like 1999. Yahoo entered the S&P 500, and they were already, I forgot what their market cap was at the time, but it was definitely not over 200 billion. So that's the next comparable company that has done this. So you have to go back more than 20 years that something this big has happened. So like I said, keep that in mind. This is massive. This is big news. This is history in the making. So that's why it's such a big deal. And so there's some things that people haven't been talking about that I'm going to talk about. So again, let's get started with this article. So this is a Reuters article. I'm going to read this in the red box here. Higher than expected second quarter vehicle deliveries announced last week have analysts increasingly confident the company will show a profit in its quarterly report on January 22nd. That would mark Tesla's first cumulative 4-quarter profit, a key hurdle to be added to the S&P 500. With a market cap of over 250 billion, Tesla would be amongst the most valuable companies ever added to the S&P 500, larger than 95% of the index's existing components. It would have a major impact on investment funds that track the index. Howard Silverblatt, a senior index analyst at S&P Dow, had to look back to the dot-com era to recall a comparable situation. In 1999, Yahoo surged 64% in 5-day trading days between the announcement that it would be added to the index on November 30th and its inclusion after the close of trading on December 7th. Yahoo's market capitalization at the time was about 56 billion. So there you go. market cap of Yahoo at the time was 56 billion. Now we're talking about Tesla at 250 billion. It's just not comparable. It's a different era. It's 20 years later, more than 20 years later. But back then, that was the last time something of this magnitude has happened in the S&P 500. And again, it soared 66% in the days after this announcement. So you can only imagine what's going to happen with Tesla after the announcement is made. If it goes more than 66%, I mean, if it goes 60%, Tesla will be about $2,400 per share. Right now, they're only $1,500 per share. So a 66% jump will be more than $2,400 a share. So keep that in mind. All right, continuing on. Last paragraph there. Funds that attempt to identically track the S&P 500 have at least $4.4 trillion of assets, according to S&P Dow Jones. And the funds would need to buy Tesla shares quickly to avoid tracking errors in the index's performance. So there you go. S&P 500 funds that that track S&P is roughly $4.4 trillion of assets, of money in these funds. And so they think about how much money that is. How much money is going to move into Tesla to buy Tesla in order for them to accurately track the S&P 500. So keep that in mind. A lot of people are not going to sell Tesla. People like me, I don't care if Tesla goes to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I'm not going to sell Tesla. I could see Tesla going to 10,000, 15,000 a share in 10 to 15 years. So why am I going to sell Tesla now if it's at $5,000? My view is just long term. So there's a lot of people like me that are not going to sell, and so the price could go to 4,000, 5,000. We ain't selling. So that's going to cause the stock to go up. The price to go up and up and up. So there are people that are obviously going to sell. That's what I'm going to talk about in the stock chart. What's been going on with the stock in the last few weeks. All right. So one thing that people haven't really been talking about, that's not in the mainstream media, not a lot of people are talking about this, is the fact that Tesla is going to jump from nothing, from not being in any index, to immediately into the S&P 500, with the big boys, because a lot of companies they actually gradually go up into the S&P 500. They are included in the S&P 400 for years and years, and maybe even decades before they actually make the jump to S&P 500. So S&P 400 is not very well tracked. Not a lot of people even talk about it. But the S&P 400 is essentially the 400 largest mid-cap companies. So the S&P 400 again trades mid-cap companies. S&P 500 trades large-cap companies. And the biggest 500 companies in the United States is in S&P 500. So a lot of companies, they gradually get up into the S&P 500. So usually they're in the S&P 400 for years and years and years before they grow big enough to get into the S&P 500. That's not the case with Tesla. Tesla is going from nothing, no index, to automatically popping to the S&P 500. And not only that, in S&P 500 at a market cap of 250 billion. Again, never happened ever in the history. So this is massive. So why is this massive? Well, because a lot of companies that are in the S&P 400, the index that tracks them already has their shares, already owns a good portion of their shares. And when they get bumped into the S&P 500, it's just a matter of transferring those shares that the fund, that the index already has, from the S&P 400 into their S&P 500 index, and so they don't have to buy a whole bunch of additional shares. They have a certain amount that they already own, and so now it's not an S&P 400 company. It moves up to the S&P 500. They just transfer those shares from their 400 index to their 500 index, and then they might have to buy a little bit more just to cover what's needed to be in the S&P 500. So it's not a lot of buying pressure when a company is already in the 400, but this is different. So I hope I did a good job explaining that. How that is a very different situation from pretty much almost every single company in the S&P 500. All right, so let's look at what's going on with Tesla's stock, their stock chart this whole week. So I'm going to start off back in, I think, July 2nd, when Tesla released their delivery numbers. So total for Q2 delivery, Q2 basically had the whole shutdown of the factory. Despite having shut down, they delivered 90,650 vehicles. And that is roughly 20,000 more than analysts had expect Tesla to deliver. So basically just crushing analyst numbers. So 90,000 vehicles. So that's why a lot of people are saying, well, yeah, it seems pretty clear that Tesla is going to be posting a profit for Q2, and therefore they will be in S&P 500. Also, in my previous video, I talked about a bunch of those leaked emails, kind of like hints and clues from Elon Musk, talking about, you know, how important it is to get these numbers, blah, blah, blah. So check out my other video where I kind of talked all about those leaked emails. Also the fact that he released short shorts, selling the short shorts on the website for $69 and $4.20. So why would you sell these short shorts to mock Tesla short sellers if just a few weeks later you're not going to post a profit? Like it doesn't make sense, right? So it's becoming increasingly obvious that Tesla is going to post a profit. All right, so let's look at Tesla's stock chart from January 1st until today, January 17th. So here, January 1st. So January 1st, this is the day before the delivery numbers were released. And so Tesla opened at 1,083 and it closed at 1,100 basically. The very next day is when the report came out that they delivered more than 90,000 vehicles. And then you see that basically that stock chart right there, just a steady climb up to 1,300, 1,400, and up to about 1,500 today. So in roughly 17 days, it went from $1,000 to $1,500. Today closed at roughly, I think, just a little over 1,500. So basically, my thoughts is that there's a lot of people that are, you know, bought Tesla because they know they're going to be included in S&P 500, and the stock is going to shoot up, and you know, it's just a good time to get in before the new high of Tesla could be over $2,000. So long-term holders are decided to bite the bullet and get in before it goes any higher. But they're also Tesla traders, day traders, and they're just in it for the short-term gain, and they just grabbed a bunch of shares, and they're going to wait until S&P 500 inclusion. The stock's going to shoot up, I don't know, 60%, 70%, whatever it is, and then they're just going to cash in and take that profit. So between those two people, those two parties, and also Tesla short sellers that are closing out the position, it's causing, you know, a lot of buying pressure already. So that's why it went from about $1,000 to over $1,500. And so that's kind of the movement for the first 2 weeks of July. So on Monday, it opened at 1659 and it closed at 1497. But I want you to look at the volume. Look on the left side, that little box. It says volume. So the volume on Monday was 38.99 million. All right, the next day, the volume went down to 23 million. Then it went down to 16 million. Then yesterday, it was down to 14 million. And today, on Friday, it was 9 million. So you see, pretty much Tesla trading has dried up. That's why the stock has not moved much. It's been roughly about 1,500 the whole week. So a lot of people have just settled down. They're not going to buy more, and they're definitely not going to sell until next week, until July 22nd, when their numbers come out. And you know, like I said, my prediction is that there's going to be a lot of buying pressure for 1 to 2 weeks after the announcement. So after that 2-week period, there are going to be people that are going to sell Tesla because, you know, they probably bought in on July 1st or July 2nd at about $1,000, and the stock is probably going to shoot up to like $2,300, $2,400. So yeah, you know, these people would make over $1,000 in, you know, 3 weeks time. So there's a lot of people that are in it just for this short amount of time to make this easy money, basically make $1,500. You know, there are people that are going to do that. So that's my prediction. After the announcement on July 22nd, the stock is going to shoot up. A lot of index are going to be forced to buy Tesla. The stock is going to shoot up even more. If it was anything like Yahoo shot up about 60%. So if Tesla does 60% increase, that's going to bring them to roughly $2,400 per share. So after that, after it hits $2,400 a share or higher, there are going to be people taking profits. Like I said, people that bought for $1,000 on July 1st or July 2nd, they'll be taking profits. And then there's going to be the people that are going to hold long term. So between the people selling off and the people holding long term, Tesla's going to have a new stable point. And you know, it could be anywhere between, my prediction is anywhere between I would say like $2,000 and probably $2,800. Anywhere between that will be the new kind of stable point of Tesla. All right, so that's my prediction about where the stock is going to move in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So guys, if you find any value in my video, consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up, really helps out the channel. Thanks each and every one of you. Have an awesome weekend, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.